Welcome back to Law Talk, where we have some legal answers about what happens to your minor children if you die. What happens if you don't make this is Gary Bagdasarian.
Right.
Thank you very much for coming on today.
No problem. Thank you, Chris.
What's your area of expertise?
I am probably most expertise in estate planning. Estate planning covers a lot of different areas, but primarily in probates, drafting of wills and trusts,
okay,
guardianships, conservatorships, and that type of thing.
So what could possibly go wrong if I have absolutely made no plans and I die and I've got a couple of kids?
The concern is where are these children going to find shelter and be able to be supported through the rest of their lives? Who specifically is going to do that? Is it going to be the same person who is actually going to raise them, as is who's going to take care of whatever monies you leave for them, or is it going to be different people? Okay.
Yeah, I would assume, like, say I died, then like the kid's mom would take care of them.
That's correct.
Or...
Right. The primary reason is when if a husband and wife were to both pass away, then what is going to be the plan? Well, who's going to handle these things? Sometimes we feel comfortable with one or another relative that you may have that has maybe some expertise in accounting or other items that will be able to take care of the financial part of it. That same person may be not the person that you would want to actually take care of raising the children for whatever reason.
Or God forbid they go into foster care because nobody steps forward. Does
that
happen sometimes?
That does happen. That does happen, and you don't want that, obviously. And so what we try to do is plan in advance to have the husband and wife speak with the people that they would like to handle these things, because you never know. You might think that these people would be able to have no problem in taking in a child or two, but they may surprise you and not want to do that. And so you want to find the proper person.
On the other hand, what if you got two people that both, like, from opposite sides of the family, the mom's side and the dad's side, and they both want to take care of the kids? How do they figure that out?
Well, we see that every day in court, and that's another issue that we emphasize to the people who come in to talk to us, that they need to sit down with both sets of parents, if the parents are involved, and indicate, what is the best situation. It may be that one set of parents can actually have the ability, both financially and just as far as having an extra room or that type of thing, or being in the same place where the children live now.
Like the same town.
Same
you don't
town
want to have
to take care
your
of.
kids go
Right.
out of state.
Right.
Or...
And then you would also talk to the other parents about saying, we want the parents who are living in the same town to be able to take care of the kids, but we want you to have visitation too. There's no question. Almost as like in a dissolution issue, where you have two sides that think that they can provide all of the care that's necessary, but you really have to decide. And what we find more often than not is when this doesn't take place, the parents or whoever's the one that is looking for it is saying, I wish I could have talked with the person who children these are to find out what he or she really wanted.
So if you express your intentions to all the potential people that could be involved, all the potential parents, that diffuses the fight, but gets a better situation where you know that there's going to be somebody, and maybe like a backup plan or something like that.
Exactly.
And saves everybody a bunch of headache and heartache.
Right.
And better for your kids,
yeah.
I would imagine.
And you want that discussed while you are still here and while you can make the decisions that you would want them to understand and know. Because sometimes we get differing opinions. We'll have a spouse, a wife, let's say, express to her parents that, if something ever happened to us, I want you to take care of the kids. And the husband will have the same conversation with his parents. And
I could see that happening.
Sure.
I could. Yeah. Unfortunately, husbands and wives or fathers and mothers don't necessarily communicate the way they should. Then nobody wants to talk about it.
That's correct. Yeah.
They put it off.
That's right. And these days too, we're seeing a lot of grandparents taking care of minors' children for whatever reason, and we have those people that come in also and want to make a decision as to what's going to happen were they to pass away. Who's going to take care of a grandchild, for example, that they have custody over or guardianship for?
Well, how do you get people to get over the thing, like, I don't want to think about what's going to happen to me or my kids when I die? I know that it would work better for everybody, but I just don't really feel like dealing with it, let alone pay money
to do
it.
Yeah. The best people that we have to talk to in those situations are not necessarily the attorney or the financial planner or the CPA or another attorney. It's people who have actually gotten and taken care of doing their estate plan. Almost without exception, people that have actually completed it, they've signed all the documents, whether it's a substantial estate or a modest estate, they just breathe a sigh of relief that, you know what, I've taken care of this particular situation. There's one more thing that I don't have to think about or worry about should something happen to me. And
I guess that's some good peace of mind.
That's the feeling that we get most of the time from people that we ask to give us reviews of how we did, or in discussion when they've actually executed the documents.
There's actually something that's going to make you feel better, one less anxiety in the back of your head, that you have more like peacefulness or contentedness that something happened to me. I know that somebody's going to take care of it. I got a little bit of better idea. I have my input into it.
Right.
Less chance of things going wrong.
And many times, of course, you'll have situations where clients who have come in as a result of a very nasty or unfortunate situation dealing with their parents or somebody close to them that they were involved in, whether there's been a will contest or a trust contest or some other type of litigation that's gone on during probate where it went on and on and on, and people recognize that we don't want that to happen in our particular situation.
So you can prevent, like, if you come from a family, you got a whole bunch of brothers and sisters, and you don't know how mom and dad are going to divide everything up. Maybe in that circumstance, if they express their intentions to their family and had it written down, it prevents that squabbling among the children or
That's
later
right.
on.
Well,
maybe not always, but
no, not always, but it provides so many more different types of parameters that we can deal with. You may have a child that has special needs. Mm-hmm. You have to deal with that separately. You may have a child that has had financial problems. Mm-hmm. Judgment leans against them, so on and so forth. You're not going to want to give many assets to that child or arrange it a different way. So everybody has their particular circumstances that they need to take care of in handling their assets. Because what we see, of course, if nothing is done, the California Probate Code provides that everything goes equally to all of the children. Mm-hmm. And it may not be the case that they want that to be the situation. Mm-hmm. Or in smaller families, we see a situation if parents and children are gone, then of course, and maybe there's not any grandchildren, where are those assets going to go? Mm-hmm. Again, the code provides that they go to heirs. And the heirs might not be the place that these people want those assets to go to. They may have wanted them to go to a charity or something along that line. And without putting it down in black and white, that doesn't happen.
So if you haven't made plans ahead of time, the law and the courts are going to figure out a way to distribute the assets that may not be consistent with your intentions.
That's exactly right.
You got to have a way to divide it up.
That's right.
And then do you save money by doing it ahead of time?
My belief, of course, is that you save money because the plan is in place. Without a plan, if you pass away and you have assets, then there's no question that you're going to do a probate for your assets, okay? And they're going to go to the particular people.
And not everybody knows what probate is.
Right. Okay. Probate is a proceeding in the California Superior Court here in Fresno and around the state of California that deals with assets belonging to a particular person in one particular person's name. And in order to transfer those assets from that person to their heirs, either by way of a will or if there is no will, to the heirs according to the California Probate Code, you have to go through a probate. Okay, there's certain dollar limits on what type of extensive probate you have to go through. Right now, if you have assets over $150,000 on a gross basis, they don't take mortgages into account or anything. You have to do a full probate. Okay. If it's less
probate expensive?
Probate can be very expensive.
And time-consuming?
Because you have to, filing fees, for example, of filing a petition right now is $435 for just filing the first petition, and the last petition, another $435. So it's very expensive. Living trusts are what are the in thing now because that avoids probate, and people find those to be very helpful, especially in incapacity issues. That arise for people, let's say, that are elderly or that have been in auto accidents or something like this, because we don't go through probate that way.
We have so much more we could talk about with probate and living trust, way beyond just the guardianship that we sort of get maybe some people walk into the door with. But we're running out of time for this session, but we're going to come right back after some commercials, and we'll go into the second part. Thank you very much for watching Law Talk. We'll be right back after a few commercials.